Oi, lads.
Okay, alright. Today we've got something a bit crazy, I would say. Got a mono blue combo deck. Now, no gens here. No terrors here, no delvers here. We are using Mind Splice Apparatus. At the beginning of your upkeep, put an oil counter on Apparatus. Instants and sorceries cost 1 less to cast for each oil counter on Mind Splice Apparatus. Okay, 4 mana artifact with flash. Turn 4, we flash this in. We untap, we get our first oil counter, everything costs 1 less. And we've got Prologue to Phyrexia. I don't know how to say that. That puts a first poison counter on the opponent. And then we've got all of these proliferate cards. Counter spell with proliferate, bounce spell with proliferate, card draw with proliferate. That will add an oil counter onto your apparatus, making all of your spells cheaper further, and it will add another poison counter to your opponent. So the name of the game basically is to get your opponent to 10 poison counters. That's the combo here. We do it by making everything so much cheaper. So the big boys that benefit greatly from being cheaper are the March of Swirling Mist. You can just phase out their whole board. Like say you've got an apparatus with 5 counters on it. I mean, you can phase out 5 creatures for 1 mana, right? It's crazy. Thirst for Discovery gets all the way down to 1 mana with only 2 counters, and Flow of Knowledge is a massive one too. Like there have been games I've played with this deck where I've got like 8 islands in play. I'm drawing 8 cards for 1 mana, so it's pretty absurd. And then we've got Leer, because there is 4 poison counters here. Plus 4, 8, 11, another 11 proliferate. So we've kind of got 15 total ways to make poison counters in the deck. And remember, we need to get the opponent to 10. So just in case the prologues are a little bit deeper in the deck than we hoped, we've got Leer to really kind of play it right at the end and recast all of these proliferate cards, and there should never be a game where we don't get all the way to 10 counters if we're going to be able to win. So the deck is very cool. It's a bit obnoxious. If you don't like combo decks, then we better hope that this deck's not quite as good as it feels like it is to me. So let's play some games and let's see just how strong this is. Okay, we're on the draw here. We'll keep this hand. Remember, excuse me, remember, the plan is we want to get the apparatus down, start discounting our spells. Then we want to get our Phyrexia out to get the first poison counter on the opponent, so that all of our proliferate cards will start adding the poison counters on. And then draw a lot of cards for cheap, cast more proliferate, cast some bounce spells, you know, cast some phase spells. Draw, proliferate, bounce, get them to 10. Play the Leer if we need it, win. That's the plan. Let's see what we can do. Okay, we've got a slow start from mono black, which seems good for us. Trespasser is annoying, but sure. So let's use the Fade and Hope rather than the Serum Sayer. Serum Sayer can hit their planeswalkers, it also proliferates, of course, so... I guess we should... Yeah, we should discard one, though. We also get a Scry here, right? Scry is good. Start digging towards our apparatus. We're gonna have to counter the Trespasser, I think. Go for the Thirst next turn. Let's just keep going, Slowly but surely. That's a cruelty. That's also a counter spell, I suppose. There's our prologue, which is nice. So that's our first poison counter, and then now we just need to find our apparatus. We could go for this while it's on the stack. We might draw another counter spell, but... fine. Resolves. They might not know what deck we're playing. They might think we're playing the Jin version and might go for a stage 1 here. They do. Okay, so that's a brick. That's good. That buys us a bit of time. Let's draw with the prologue. Then we'll go with the thirst. We need our apparatus. Where is it? Where is it? And to be honest, I can probably bounce this cruelty anyway, right? They have to recast it for 4 anyway, for 5, sorry. And we would get a proliferate. Sorry, I thought I would. Thought I'd muted my mic to cough there, but I clicked the wrong button. I clicked the stop recording button. Hopefully that cut wasn't too horrible. Instead of clicking the mute, I clicked stop recording. Whoops. But it's not. It's okay though. I'm just a professional video game content creator. Nothing to see here. Okay, so we'll definitely bounce that. Anything that can slow them down is in our favour. We don't get the proliferate because it costs more than 3, but I think it's perfectly fine. And they do go for stage 1 again. Okay. We're getting some taxes out here. Alright, so we will get the proliferate here. Let's try and find this apparatus. Okay, no apparatus, but we did get Lear, and we've dodged their cruelty, which is kind of sick. Damn, man. Still no apparatus, huh? I mean, I still want to bounce that cruelty, but now that we've drawn our Lear, and given opponents, you know, given that they love going for stage 1, I'm a bit scared. Let's see what they went for. They went for Henrika. Okay. Here's underdog. That will go for the snare on the underdog. Get a proliferate going. No card draw, so we're gonna have to use our Lear a bit earlier than I would hope for. I guess we... yeah, I think we're gonna have to go for a thirst, huh? I've got this march, so we can protect her a little bit. It is really unfortunate that we haven't found a single apparatus yet. Who wants to pay full price for their spells? Not me. They take the counter spell. That's okay. I mean, I can't use that anyway. So we've got a bunch of serum snares, a bunch of prologues. Target opponent exiles a creature they control. Let's go for the march. We'll phase Henrika and our Lear. Maybe I should just phase only my Lear. Excuse me. Because then it costs 2. I've still got 1 mana left open. If they've got another instant speed removal, I can then at least use the Fade and Hope. So, there's a bit of a cost to this though, right? There's a cost. The cost is that we have to take a hit from Henrika. But it seems to have worked out okay. Where is my apparatus? We have 9 mana. They're on 5 poison. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 poison cards in my graveyard. But they all cost 2 and we've got 9. So we're going to have to find another turn here somehow. Well, let's start with our augury. Okay. We'll take the flow. We'll go land. And I guess, yeah, so we just want to cast one spell on our turn just to prevent opponent from getting to night. And now we can chill. And I don't see how they win, to be honest. We've got 7 mana, we can cast another 3 of these effects on opponent's turn, get them all the way to 9. We've got a Fade and Hope to protect our Leer. In fact, I guess it would be better to just cast 2 of them and hold up the March and the Fade and Hope, put them to 8, and then we can recast the Leer if we have to next turn and cast the other 2. I think we've got them locked here. Even this is going to be a win even without the apparatus. I didn't think that was even possible. Okay, so we'll go prologue. 7, 8. Nine. And 10. Honestly, I've played this deck a little bit before this video. That's the first time I've actually won a game without casting the apparatus. So, that was weird. Let's go next and let's try and get the apparatus going too. Okay, we're into game 2, we're on the draw. I made a couple of changes to the deck just because I felt we needed a little bit more card draw, so I've added 2 Distorted Curiosity, which will either get discounted by us having Corrupted, or will get discounted by our Mind Splice apparatus just for a bit more card draw. I've went all the way up to 4 marches, and I got rid of the Fade and Hopes. I think the Fade and Hopes are too small ball, you know. They're essentially a waste of a card almost when we've got all this massive discount from the March. But back to the game, we're on the draw. That's a mull. That's a keep. We keep these 2 for sure, and then I guess we'll keep the bounce spell rather than the augury. The augury is really nice, but we've got a card draw spell here in the Flow of Knowledge. So who are we against? Bounce spell is just a bit safer to keep, huh? Llanowar Wastes, okay. There's another bounce. Alright, well, we're gonna need a 4th land here, but Herd Migration deck, okay. Okay. Where's Celestis? We'll definitely bounce that. There's our 4th land. To be honest, we'll just cast a Divination. Card draw's card draw. We're gonna have to cast it at some point, so why not now? Alright, so good news and bad news. Herd Migration 5 color pile. This is the type of deck that will buy us enough time to do our combo. That's the good news. The bad news is it's also the type of deck that could easily run artifact removal for our apparatus. So I think for now we chill. I think their deck is going to be so slow that there's no reason to rush with this apparatus. We'll wait for the right time. Life gain is nice if you're not playing against a poison deck, huh? Let's go for our first poison counter. They counter, sure. More life gain, okay. Let's go for a flow. Oh, actually, I think maybe we could go for an apparatus. We've got 3 more in the deck anyway, and we've also got a Serum Snare in our hand so we can bounce it back to hand in the case of a removal spell, and if they've got a counter spell, we've got more flows in the deck anyway. And obviously, if we do manage to get around our counters and removal here and get it resolved, then there's a massive payoff to that. There's the Leyline Binding, yep. And we'll just go ahead and we'll bounce it back to hand. We'll try again next turn. This time we've got the counter spell to protect it too. The opponent is running out of stuff and we have... There's a track, so we have 2 Flow of Knowledge is what I'm trying to say. So that, I mean, that seems like a counter spell, no? I think we can counter the Atraxa because we don't need to protect this apparatus anymore. We've got 2 Flow of Knowledges that are both drawing 7 cards. Even if they have a removal spell, we will find the next one almost immediately. So we're on, the Celestis is on day, so yeah, let's go ahead and cast 1 Flow now. There's an Otawara. I guess we can get rid of one of our marches against this slow deck. We want to make our land drops here. We've found the next apparatus. We need to find our next prologue to get the first poison counter going. We do have a counter spell at the ready as well, which is obviously nice. Like, I can use Otawara, I can bounce the Leyline, of course I'll get my apparatus, but, I mean, Binding's got flash, right? They're just gonna get it back immediately anyway. Let's pass. 30 cards left in the deck, huh? Okay, let's go for the apparatus. Cover it. Not, we'll counter it. And we'll just pass now. That's our first counter. We need this poison, man. We need this poison. Okay, let's go for a big flow. There's herd migration, that's fine. Got March can deal with those beasts. Okay, draw 9 cards. There's our poison. Okay, nice. Go ahead and use it. There's negate. Okay. Let's go for the other apparatus, I suppose. This seems like a game where a second apparatus is worthwhile. Serum Snare. Okay. We still got to find this poison and get it going, so we want to cast our card draw that is not proliferate first. There we go, there's the poison. It's online. And now we just go off. Poison. Poison. Augury. Take your Leer. How many cards do we have? 3, 6, 9, 11. 12 cards left in the deck, huh? Here's another Augury. Take a March. I guess we want to pass here, huh? So we don't need the flows anymore. We don't need islands, and we don't need third apparatus. We want to pass here because we want to hold up the counter spell, of course. And it should be a win next turn with the Leer. Here we go with a 1 mana March to phase out all of these beasts. That's no problem. We've got 2 apparatus going. We'll still be able to phase out all of those with only 1 mana. So let's make sure we're using our mana here. We'll bounce the Celestus, I guess. And we have 4 poison counters to get. So let's go Leer. Leer, get your last 4 poison counters. And that's the deck. Okay, so we've seen it against Mono Black. Mono Black, I wouldn't say it's the most aggressive deck, but it's quite an aggressive deck. And then there, you can see that we're just going to absolutely wipe the floor with all slow decks. So I would expect the result here to be similar if you're playing against Grixis or Jund or whatever.
Ecuador! Ecuador!